You want me to fail?
I'm disappointed.
You want me to fail?
Okay.
You tell me the answer when you're done with this.
Of course I will.
I made it easy for you, but it's getting more difficult. What's the name of my favorite movie?
Chill.
Come now, show me chill. Chill for it. Chop the right? So, how much does a meal cost? Hi, the clips you just saw are from my new channel, my new couple channel with my wife. It's called Ndifon's Family. I really appreciate it if you if you go and support the channel by subscribing, watching the videos. It will mean a lot to me. All right, so enjoy the rest of the video. Hi, my name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make sewing tutorials. I post new videos on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, so please make sure to check back on those days in order to watch new content. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a neat, clean buttonhole with any tabletop machine that you have, or any vintage machine that has the zigzag, any machine at all that has a zigzag function. Okay, a buttonhole is something that can easily make your work go from clean to very, very bad very quickly if it's not properly done. So this video is, I made this video to help you guys out with that. If you are a beginner or if you're a person that wants to brush up on your skill, I offer online courses. I'll be showing the demo how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and decide if learning online will be convenient for you. All right, if you're interested, send a Telegram message to the number that you can see on the screen, and we'll continue from there. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye bye. All right, you're welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a tabletop machine like the example that you can see here to make a buttonhole. Okay, so you can see that this machine comes with a buttonhole function. We'll discuss that, but in this video I'll show you how to use any machine that has a zigzag function to make a decent buttonhole. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so you can see here this is the set of functions that I have. The A here is for normal space stitches, the B is for a bit of zigzag, the most extreme zigzag is E. Okay, so even vintage tabletop machines that have zigzag, most vintage sewing machines that have zigzags, that have the zigzag function, would have from A all the way to E. It might not have all these other ones that you can see here, but it will definitely have from A to E, at least for most of the ones that I have seen. So if you have any machine that has this zigzag function down to this extreme one here, that's going to be enough for what we are going to be working on. All right, so this machine comes with a buttonhole. You see this part down here. If you have a tabletop machine and you see these three stitches that are colored, where there's an S, then there's an R, you know, that look like this, where there's one here that has two blue blocks up and down, one on the left and one on the right. This is your buttonhole function, but it's not every tabletop machine, or not every DIY sewing machine would have this function. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a buttonhole with this. So the first thing you want to do is, for me, the function I'm going to use is E throughout the entire process. So what you are going to do is you are going to bring your knob or whatever you have, and you are going to pick the function that you are working with. So I'm going to put this on E. Okay, so it's on E. Let's begin. Okay, so first you can see that on the fabric that I'm using, I have marked the points that I want my buttonhole to fall at the end of the day. And also on the reverse of my fabric, I have used an interfacing in order to solidify to give the fabric some form. But if you are making like a buttonhole and you twist it the way you're supposed to twist in order to create a buttonhole on a shirt, you might need to do this. And if you are doing this on a trouser, your band should already have some sort of interfacing in it, so you shouldn't worry about putting interfacing on it if you don't want to, if you're making a shirt, because you'd have doubled the that part already. What I want you to do is, another thing you will do is you come to where you have your stitch regulator. All right, so you will come to where you have your stitch regulator, and then I want you to put this. Now the biggest setting I have is number 4, and the smallest setting that I have is number 1. So you're not going to put it, if I bring it down, you notice that my my stitch regulator is going down. When I take it up, look at how it goes up too. Okay, so 4 is my longest stitch, 0 is if you want it to sew in place, and that's not what we want. So you want to keep your stitch regulator in the center. Okay, so 2 is like the in between 0 and 4. So you can see where we have this indicator, I've placed it at 2. So you put this in the center of your stitch regulator. All right, so that's been done. Now let's start making the buttonhole. So after you have made all those settings, let's start stitching. Okay, so make sure your machine is plugged if you are using an electric machine like mine. And then next thing we are going to do is this: you are going to get your fabric and come to the top of where you want to start your buttonhole from. So you see this, I'm going to take this point here and I'm going to drop it right at where my needle is going to make its first stitch. Okay, so you see that, so I've dropped my needle there. Now the next thing you want to do is this. So first of all, you know that we're using only one stitch, so it's not like usually a buttonhole has the top part. Okay, so usually a buttonhole consists of the top part, okay, and the bottom part. Now these are the widest stitches. Okay, so these are the widest stitches, and then it now has 2 slimmer stitches on the side. So a big stitch, like a wide stitch, 2 stitches that are smaller than this and this. Okay, so that's how we're going to try to that's what we'll try to do. But mind you, we have only one type of stitch. So at the top here, what we're going to do is this: we're going to try to create a wide stitch. First of all, we make the first loop. Okay, then we're going to pull the fabric. You see what I'm doing? You're going to pull the fabric to the side slightly, and you're going to make a similar stitch. Then you're going to connect both of them. Okay, now I'm back to the first side again. You see where I was moving the fabric side to side. See where I was rocking the fabric from side to side. Now the next thing you're going to do is, when you have created the top stitch, you are going to run down one side. Okay, so you see this. Okay, okay, now when you're at the bottom, we're going to do something similar to what we did at the top. You're going to come to the left, try to hold it in place, left, and make a similar stitch, bring it back to the right. You see that? Pick up your presser foot and move everything out. So you see, we have a big stitch on the top, we have a big stitch at the bottom, smaller stitch on the left. Now it's time to make a smaller stitch on the right. So you're going to come to the top, drop your presser foot in the center of this other part here. Okay, so in the center, that's why I'm dropping the presser foot. We've made the first stitch this side. Now we want to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to come from the other side and we're going to run down. Okay, all right, so you see that? Now I'm going to go and press and iron this, and then I'll get my seam ripper to show you how we finish this. But you can see we have already made a buttonhole that is, we've already made a buttonhole that is sealed both at the bottom and at the top, and we use only one zigzag stitch, and this seal looks really clean. Okay, so I'll give this a press and I'll come back so that we can take a close look at it and then rip it open. Okay, so after I've ironed it, this is what I have. You're going to need a seam ripper for the next step. Okay, we're going to rip this part open. Okay, so you come to the bottom. Okay, you come to the bottom like so, but don't go outside the buttonhole. Come inside from where, after this part that you locked, you're going to use your sewing paper and then simply just neatly rip it open and stop before you get to the very top, and you see that now you have a neat buttonhole. You see, and this was done with a regular zigzag function, so you can do this with any sewing machine. Okay, just some time and some patience, and this is what you can achieve. All right, so that's a nice easy tutorial. I hope you guys like the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also please, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my family channel, Ndifon's Family. Okay, do have a lovely day. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.